Hello my loves, what is up? What is going on? So today we're reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So we're on chapter 5 and I'm so excited because it's going so good. It's so, someone told me that this is actually one of the greatest books that was ever written. So when I heard that, I was like, yo, I'm so happy I'm reading this. I'm so happy I have this content on my channel. As I'm reading, I'm also growing, I'm also learning. So I love it. If you're new here, a huge welcome to you. Here we talk self-development, spirituality, purpose. I show you my life in Trinidad and Tobago, and it's just a good time. So subscribe, hit the bell, give me a like. So let's do it. Chapter 5. It's called Specialized Knowledge. Personal experiences or observations. The fourth step towards riches. There are two kinds of knowledge. One is general, the other is specialized. General knowledge, no matter how great in quantity or variety it may be, is of but little use in the accumulation of money. The faculties of the great universities possess practically every form of general knowledge known to civilization. Most of the professors have but little money. They specialize on teaching knowledge, but they do not specialize on the organization or the use of knowledge. Knowledge will not attract money unless it is organized and intelligently directed through practical plans of action to the definite end of accumulation of money. Lack of understanding of this fact has been the source of confusion to millions of people who falsely believe that knowledge is power. It is nothing of the sort. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when and if it is organized into definite plans of action and directed to a definite end. The missing link in all systems of education may be found in the failure of the educational institutions to teach their students how to organize and use knowledge after they acquire it. Many people made the mistake of assuming that because Henry Ford had little schooling, he was not a man of education. Those who made this mistake do not understand the real meaning of the word educate. The word is derived from the Latin word educo, meaning to educe, to draw out, to develop from within. An educated man is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated man is one who has so developed the faculties of his mind that he may acquire anything he wants or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. It pays to know how to purchase knowledge. First of all, decide the sort of specialized knowledge you require and the purpose for which it is needed. To a large extent, your major purpose in life, the goal toward which you are working, will help determine the knowledge you need. With this question settled, your next move requires that you have accurate information concerning dependable sources of knowledge. The more important of these are A. One's own experience and education. B. Experience and education available through cooperation of others, mastermind alliance. C. Colleges and universities. D. Public libraries. E. Special training courses. As knowledge is acquired, it must be organized and put into use for a definite purpose through practical plans. Knowledge has no value except that which can be gained from its application towards some worthy end. If you contemplate taking additional schooling, first determine the purpose for which you want the knowledge you are seeking. Then learn where this particular sort of knowledge can be obtained from reliable sources. Successful men in all callings never stop acquiring specialized knowledge related to their major purpose, business, or profession. Those who are not successful usually make the mistake of believing that the knowledge acquiring period ends when one finishes school. The truth is that schooling does but little more than to put one in the way of learning how to acquire practical knowledge. The order of the day is specialization. This truth was emphasized by Robert P. Moore, formerly director of placements at Columbia University, in a news story. Dissatisfaction, work for you. Dan Halfin is a splendid example of what I mean. During his college days, he was a manager of the famous 1930 National Championship Notre Dame football team when it was under the direction of the late Knut Rockne. Halfin finished college at a mighty unfavorable time when the Depression had made jobs scarce, so after a fling at investment banking and motion pictures, he took the first opening with a potential future he could find: selling electrical hearing aids on a commission basis. Anyone could start in that sort of job, and Halfin knew it, but it was not enough to open the door of opportunity for him. For almost 2 years, he continued in a job not to his liking, and he would never have risen above that job if he had not done something about his dissatisfaction. He aimed first at the job of assistant sales manager of his company and got the job. That was one step upward, placed him high enough above the crowd to enable him to see still greater opportunity. Also, it placed him where opportunity could see him. He made such a fine record selling hearing aids that the A.M. Andrews, chairman of the board of the Dictograph Products Company, a business competitor of the company for which Halfin worked, wanted to know something about that man, Dan Halfin, who was taking big sales away from the long-established Dictograph Company. He sent for Halfin. When the interview was over, Halfin was the new sales manager in charge of the acoustic division. Then, to test young Halfin's mettle, Mr. Andrews went away to Florida for 3 months, leaving him to sink or swim in his new job. He did not sink. Knut Rockne's spirit of all the world loves a winner and has no time for a loser inspired him to put so much into his job that he was elected vice president of the company, a job which most men would be proud to earn through 10 years of loyal effort. Halfin turned the trick in little more than 6 months. One of the major points I'm trying to emphasize through this entire philosophy is that we rise to high positions or remain at the bottom because of conditions we can't control if we desire to control them. Nice. Associates can be priceless. I am also trying to emphasize another point, namely that both success and failure are largely the result of habits. I have not the slightest doubt that Dan Halfin, close association with the greatest football coach America ever knew, planted in his mind the same brand of desire to excel which made the Notre Dame football team world famous. Truly, there is something to the idea that hero worship is helpful, provided one worships a winner. My belief in the theory that business associations are vital factors both in failure and in success was clearly demonstrated when my son Blair was negotiating with Dan Halfin for a position. Mr. Halfin offered him a beginning salary of about 1/2 what he could have gotten from a rival company. I brought parental pressure to bear and induced him to accept the place with Mr. Halfin because I believe that close association with one who refuses to compromise with circumstances he does not like is an asset that can never be measured in terms of money. Make your ideas pay off through specialized knowledge. They spoke about specialized knowledge, comparing it to generalized knowledge. So what they're saying is that if you have a lot of information about a wide variety of things, it doesn't equal money. It doesn't mean success. Instead, what we need to do, we need to look at our goals, look at our purpose statement and say, okay, what it is do we need to learn more of, and just continue in that direction and being specialized there, going going one way in one area. That's how we will get the greatest benefit. That's how we would be able to make money, being very specialized. So for me, I teach finding a purpose, how to find a purpose, how to step in your purpose, how to use your natural skills, talents, and abilities, give it to the world, and be paid for it. So I'm always reading about that. I'm always buying courses about that. I even have a life purpose certification. So it's like I will never stop researching that. I will never stop learning in that way. The next chapter is on imagination. Chapter 6. Oh my gosh, we reached chapter 6 already. To me, like, we now start, but I'm happy. It's going so good. I hope you're enjoying it. If you're enjoying it, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Share this so we can all be on this journey together of learning. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you and I love you. Bye.